Testing, testing. Tristan is the new top chef.
Ow!
Yeah. Wow. And you, Eric, you're...
I'm at a loss for words, but I think I'm gonna get myself together in a second. That was awesome. This is why this show is so freaking good.
Yeah. This
so good.
This was an emotional watch, wasn't it? Really emotional. I mean, I think I have never seen a brother root so hard for his brother than this one.
That's
right here.
Right. We are
joined.
Tristan Dapp's brother here.
Tristan's brother, Bijan. I have thoughts, but first I just want to kind of congratulate you and your family.
Man.
Everything. I mean, that's amazing accomplishment that your brother represented you and your family, and we were all right there with you. Yeah. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you guys for the support. I know it means the world to Tristan. Thank you guys for submitting the message of Afro-Caribbean food. As you guys know, he did a bunch of times, but truly, like, hearing it like Tristan, like, y'all didn't have to know who I was, but like it's so good to have that message, just like, and to Root, man, like, it means the world, and even to our dad, you know, like, I know we talked about it, but it really was a struggle for him, so I really appreciate y'all's support out there, you know.
Awesome job, man.
One more round of applause.
Woo!
Yeah.
Another big shout out to a Top Chef Season 22 competitor. We have Chef Corwin Hemming in the building. Yeah, dude, how do you feel, man? It's all done.
It literally didn't disappoint. Like, every moment, I'm like, they kept telling us, this is the season like that is making, everything. You guys have, the show's been on for 22 seasons. You were a finalist. Kristen, came back from LCK. And so just being around the family of Top Chef alums, like, everything came together how it was supposed to. And, it was an amazing experience being a part of the family and the competition. Win, lose, or draw for me. I was like, I'm going to win, lose, or draw. I don't care. This is a lifelong dream of mine.
Crushed it, man.
I'm sure, like, you guys all feel the same sentiments about, chasing your dreams and putting it all out there for the world to see you go for it. And I think that's the biggest thing, is just inspiring the next generation. So,
good stuff.
All right. Yeah, thanks again for being here. It's
Absolutely,
a real pleasure
man.
to have you here. And I just want to say thank you to everyone for showing up. This is the first time we've done something like this, and it really touches my heart that you guys came and showed out. And thank you to the guy to my left here, Eric Chapal. Yeah, let's give it up. I mean, I'll start things off by saying I was late because I was enjoying his food too much. It was so good. It was so good, right?
Thank you, man. Thank you.
It's the first time I've been here before. What a beautiful space. What a beautiful restaurant. The art, the ambiance, the service, and, man, the food.
Thank you.
Off the chain. It was great.
I appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. Oh, yeah, man. Thank you. A big shout out to Tom Habershaw over here, ladies and gentlemen. The man, the myth, the legend. Tom reached out to me, I don't know how many months ago now, and just randomly threw it out there, despite how crazy things are going in life. And he's like, man, would you want to host this with me? And I said, give me a day. But the answer in my head was immediate yes. And I'm just so happy, bro, man. I feel like I've been a huge fan of yours, and we're doing this. I had such an amazing time doing this with you every week, man. And just happy that we were able to do this in front of you guys live. So shout out to you guys, last but not least, for sure, for coming through and making it happen. Really excited.
Thank you. I mean, that was what I wanted, that episode.
Yeah.
This
definitely.
season was just on another level. I mean, they were performing at such a high level. And to have Tristan come through when it mattered most was so gratifying. And just like, I was telling Eric, I didn't know who I was rooting for because I had Shawai on my fantasy team.
Oh.
And you had both Bailey and Tristan. And it was like, Shawai's my guy because I drafted him right at the top.
That's right.
And I found myself when the monkfish versus the cod, like when he was trying to figure out what he wanted to do, I was like, I felt myself rooting for Tristan.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I really want to see him do well. And I think it speaks to how the level of cooking that he was at, the technical side, also the story, the tragedy, all of it. it made my heart really want Tristan to win this thing.
100%. I think we've all experienced loss in some form or fashion, or at least know somebody who has lost someone. So to happen to have that happen in the middle of probably the most insane moment of your life, I can't imagine the tug and pull of that experience and having the support from family to see this through. And then obviously it paid off in the biggest way possible. To win Top Chef despite having probably the biggest loss of your life, or at least one of them happen. It's a story arc that I think is for the ages. It's for the books. It's one of the best stories I've seen in Top Chef, period. Tristan absolutely crushed the season. I mean, the chefs all throughout, like from episode 1 to now, have absolutely just been so impressive. Thoroughly impressed by the cooking all throughout. But we now have a new Top Chef, and I'm so happy that he's stuck with his guns, and I'm so happy he said yes to this competition. I'm so happy that I'm watching with goosebumps literally as a finalist myself, and literally wanting to do that story. You seeing Gregory Gourdet do that, you know what I mean, and see Tristan sort of like get the baton and run with it now. Like, he put food on the map, man. Like, this is amazing. We're doing this. We're watching it in Elmina at West African restaurant. We're having a chef talk about West African and Caribbean food. And he cooked beautifully. He
He did.
Yeah.
He did. Yeah. What does it mean to you to see an Afro-Caribbean chef win Top Chef like that?
I'm still trying to formulate the words. This is incredible. I think, when I did it, there was so much like, man, thank you. You're helping us do it. I'm calling him now. I'm like, yo, I just text him. I'm like, yo, you're freaking fantastic. Like, you're so good. He is so good, man. Like, it's so cool to just see how his mind works. We've been going back and forth and texting each other this week, and some of the ideas that he has, I'm looking with my chefs. I'm like, you just read this. Like, look how brilliant he is, man. And he truly is. Like, he is a savant when it comes to food, and specifically, this cuisine from the diaspora, African, Caribbean. He talks about him being a nerd himself about food, and it really shows. This guy is brilliant. He truly is. I think he could be insanely good at anything, but the fact that he focuses on this specific cuisine shows so much about his repertoire, his skill set, and his passion for storytelling.
Yeah. I mean, 6 wins. He was kind of scuffling a little bit at the end there. Shuai and Massimo kind of came on strong, and it really felt like Tristan didn't lose a step because he was still cooking really well, but others had risen to his level.
100%, yeah.
And if you look at the work that Carly Levitz has been doing on the Substack, give a shout out to Carly. She's been
big
doing
shout
a
out,
great
absolutely.
job, where she had kind of shown this trajectory of Massimo and Shuai, and they were catching up to Tristan, and it really felt like there was some drama there of like, Tristan isn't going to run away with this thing. And I don't think that was disingenuous from Top Chef or Magical Elves trying to build drama. I think they legit were inspired by Tristan and came out cooking on another level.
That absolutely happens. It's like running a race and you're in lead and you look back and then other people are catching up, but then you look forward and you got your race, you got your stride, and I think that's exactly what happened. I'm not to say that Tristan looked back at any point, but, the rising tides raise all ships. And when you're cooking so well, the other chefs just have this sort of gravitational pull to cook just as good as you, right? Because they're seeing, the commentary from the judges. They're seeing what you're doing. They're curious. And, I felt the same way, like even on All Stars with Gregory and, Brian and Kevin Gillespie, like watching them cooked in that very short instance made me a better cook. I'm like, yo, I gotta step this up. This is really cool. So I'm just so happy, man. Like we got a Top Chef over here, right, in Corwin, who cooked that fried chicken dish, bro, still lives in my head, man. Like, it was just amazing food all throughout that you guys did. This was a fantastic, truly, I say this with like all the time, this might be one of my favorite seasons of all time. Of all time. Seriously. Yeah.
So I feel like Tom Colicchio kind of changed a little bit tonight, huh? Like, who was that guy? He was hugging him. He was flying around like an airplane.
Yeah.
He went in there to give him like a real
A good
Go get him, pep
Yeah,
talk.
right?
Like Coach Tom, Grandpa Tom. I don't know who that guy was.
I like this version of him, though. I gotta be honest. I do like this version of him.
It was wild.
It is wild. You know, like for a little bit, I think Padma had that sort of like endearing, parental, kind of like caring, nurturing quality that maybe Tom is sort of like taking away a little bit now that she's gone. But like, shout out to Kirsten too. Like, she absolutely crushed this season. The fits, the emotional like ties. You can tell when someone really is rooting for these chefs, and she absolutely did that. You can see it in her face, her emotions. Like, she cracked like 4 or 5 times in the season. And she just did a fantastic job. Gail, my favorite. I love Gail.
Yeah.
I love Gail so much.
love
I
Gail?
can have like coffee and just hang out and talk to her all day. Such astute like points to the food. The guest judges, like, this was a phenomenal and probably, I think, the best episode of all time with the
Calgary.
in Calgary. That was fantastic. Truly fantastic. Yeah.
That was incredible.
It was.
What a great season. Like, what a great season. And it was so cool to have this season with you, to like kind of behind the scenes, seeing, you know, what it's like to be on the other side. And I was watching this episode tonight, and you go at one point when they're like their final walkout, you go, you're like throwing up over here from the anxiety. So like, watching this, what was it like for you?
I remember all those like slow motion shots where they make like all 3 of them walk at the same time. I remember that. It takes like 2 hours for you just to walk legit. And they're like, can you do it again? And I'm just like putting myself in those shoes, because all you're thinking about is your dish. And then the cook, the grandiose sort of feel of that moment. Like, you know, I was one cook away from being top chef. And again, I feel like I've won Top Chef in so many other ways. But like that specific moment, being there in Macau, it's what dreams are made of. I watched this show in this season I watched from season like 4 or 5, maybe even 3. Yeah, it was my first time watching. And I was like, man, I will never be that good to be there. I will never be that good. And then to be there, it was kind of a very surreal moment, but it didn't hit me until the finale, like the watch party, like, oh shit, people are really watching me do this. So it was an incredible feeling, a surreal one. But I'm putting myself vicariously in their shoes. It's tough. It's not easy. This is the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. I'm crazy enough to do it twice.
Yeah, why did you do it twice?
Yeah.
Nuts.
Crazy enough to do it
Would
twice.
you do it?
Would you do it again?
Yeah. Let's go.
Absolutely, man.
Let's go.
But it's fun, man. It's just, you know, the challenge, the spirit of competition. It's obviously, you know, you versus other chefs, but in a very odd way, it's kind of you versus you. It's like golf, you know, like you're playing yourself, but there's other people playing themselves as well around you. And you just have to sort of, I got better. I totally got better as a chef in that, you know, few months.
One thing I wanted to know is, does this restaurant open if you weren't on Top Chef?
It's been on my mind since I was about 8. Definitely, 100% it would open. I think Top Chef accelerated that for sure. But like this idea to open a West African Ghanaian restaurant has been something I've been thinking about for so long. I think what's so cool is, like, as a kid, you don't really see or think about like the scope of other chefs and what they're thinking of. But then there's chefs like Tristan, there's chefs like Corwin, there's chefs like Gregory, there's chefs, you know, like Kwame Onwachi, there's chefs that are doing, and literally in different parts of the world, thinking the same things that I'm thinking about this food, and seeing it on the, you know, in these spaces. Tristan said it himself, like, you know, it's about time to see West African food and food of the Caribbean islands and the diaspora be celebrated. Because French food is delicious. I love it. I love Italian food. I love Chinese food. I love but it's cool to see like this African food, the second biggest continent in the world, you know, represented in this way. And it's amazing.
You don't have to say this, but I'll say it. I think Tristan owes you a gratitude.
Oh, no.
I do, because I do think you paved the way for Tom and the judges. A lot of times they're eating your food and being like, I've never had this before. And then you open the door for others to follow through. And then Tom and them are eating that same food and being like, I remember
Yeah.
this flavor, or I this isn't new to me anymore. This is familiar, and I love this food.
100%.
And so I do think that that you paved a path for others to follow. And so I do think that is kind of part of this story arc for Tristan. Is you led, and there are other people who led for you too.
100%.
But I think it's fair to say that that you opened a lot of doors in your season, and I think Tristan certainly walked through those doors
Like
with
kicked in the
kicked
door.
him down. And was like, I'm here. He was like, I'm here.
Yeah.
This, from start to finish. He was like, I'm here. And I thought, Tristan, I think he's on my personal Mount Rushmore. If there's 4 chefs all time from
all right. Oh, now you have to.
Okay.
Now you have to. Now you got to.
All right, Buddha,
Easy.
Melissa King.
Yes. Easy.
She won All-Stars with like a 20-point lead. Like, it wasn't even close.
It wasn't close. I was there. It wasn't close. It wasn't close. It wasn't close.
Blew out the competition, and it was All-Stars.
Oh, I remember, I think I told you, the carrot dish. It was then when I was like, you know what? She's got this. Let me just, I'm just going to pack my things. No, like Melissa King crushed the competition. And this is the best of the best of these are people that I watched. These are people that I like competed against. These are people that I cooked with. And I'm watching Melissa. It was the carrot dish. She shingled carrots on a piece of fish for a quick fire. And I'm like, why do you have 3 hours more than what we have? Like what? And she was just in the zone. It was like zone cooking the entire time. So Melissa's on mine as well. Yeah.
Okay, Melissa, Buddha. I'm going to go with Michael Voltaggio.
Yes.
Season 6 is the best
It's
season
the best.
ever.
It is
Las
the best.
Vegas.
Yeah.
To beat out Brian, to beat out Kevin Gillespie, Jen Carroll. That was a murderer's row. So that was like an all-star season to me.
I agree.
And
it was an all-star season, yeah.
It was an incredible competition. Ooh.
Do it.
Who?
I've got 2 of your 4. I got 2 of your 3 so far. Melissa, Tristan, and actually 3. I got Michael on mine as well.
Here's the names that are coming through my head right now. It's Izard, Kish, Paul Key.
Paul crushed the season.
I mean, start to finish.
Paul crushed
maybe the most dominant season ever.
I may not be good. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think Paul's on there. Damn, Richard Blaze too. Blaze, the All-Star. You know what? I'll go with Blaze on there too. All right, so I got Blaze, I got Buddha, I got Tristan, and Melissa. All right. What other names am I missing then?
Michael, you said.
No, I'm saying, like, who are your votes?
Oh, yeah. What do you guys?
I know.
Brian is amazing. Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Finalist twice, yeah.
Second twice is crazy.
Brian Voltaggio, a vote in the back. Any other votes?
I don't know about Erickson, but we hear a lot of other chefs say that Malin was one of the...
Malin also.
Malin's food is phenomenal. A quiet assassin.
I mean, Sarah Bradley, 2-time finalist.
Sarah was amazing.
Incredible. What's that?
Oh, Kevin?
Oh, Kevin.
Yeah. For sure. I got Melissa. I got Michael. I got Tristan.
I mean, it's hard. This is why it's so fun.
The last one is tough. Yeah, the last one is tough. I got to think about that. I got to say Paul. I got to say Paul. Yeah. Paul Quire was amazing. Like, he dominated.
Yeah.
He dominated.
So I think Tristan.
I'm so happy for Tristan,
He's
man.
so good, man.
I'm so happy for him. Like, yes, good sir.
Well, let's talk about his food here.
Let's do it, yeah.
The first dish, I actually scored this one, Shawai winning. He got
I did
the
as well.
gold, the pani puri with the gazpacho verde, the presentation, the execution, bang, bang, bang. He had it. Tristan, I gave him the silver. So the way I do it is just 1, 2, 3. I gave him the silver, the monkfish. It came through. He said it was undercooked. It looked undercooked, but it was perfectly cooked.
Yeah.
You were nervous. I was nervous to do 2 different fish and then pick at the very end. That was That was courageous.
Usually it doesn't work out because when you're giving 50% of your energy to 2 dishes, you're not giving 100% of your energy to the one, right? And that typically sometimes sort of bites you. And the fact that they kept coming, it was in the A block, it was in the B block, and I'm like, it's coming back in the C block somehow. And I hope that there's some redemptive sort of story to it. But monkfish, it's the poor man's lobster. When you cook it right, it tastes absolutely delicious. The texture is unlike any other seafood. And he looked like he handled it beautifully. The dish was gorgeous. But Shwai, I'm with you. Shwai's dish was just like, if he keeps cooking like this, he might take this.
He might have brought home the trophy for Team Tom.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Octopus and mozzarella for Bailey.
Insane.
Crazy, but she's good crazy. What was it? Blaze said, dumb but brilliant.
Dumb but brilliant.
And you could say that about a lot of her cooking, which is like, what are you thinking? And then it comes out being a star dish.
She mentioned it. Seafood and cheese is something that you typically don't do. I actually did a seafood cheese dish on All Stars, and it got I think I got on the high. Yeah, it was like top 3. It was scallop and a little bit of mascarpone that I whipped, and it works. But not every dish. It's like it has like a 3% success rate. It's one tricky thing, but I think what she did so beautifully was she made the octo somewhat like the background singer to the star of the show, which was the tomato broth and the mozzarella, and using that octo almost as an accent to the dish. You know, I think in title it came up like an octopus dish, but in actuality, the way it ate, it was very brothy, it was very soupy, it was like a very well put together dish. And I was like, if this is how she cooks, she could take it. I mean, if Bailey would have won, it would have been one of the craziest Top Chef upsets of all time. And I think that first dish, I was like, oh shit, I was scared.
She's here, yeah.
Yeah, she was here.
She was ready. And I was nudging him during the show, being like, I think Bailey has a chance.
Yeah.
I think she might do this. She hasn't won a single episode all season long. She goes to Last Chance Kitchen, comes back, and is in the finale.
That would be amazing.
And I gave this one bronze, but like, I thought about it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I thought about it, like, is it any worse than Tristan's? Like, it was up there. But man, that shrimp toast, that chicken breast on that second dish for Tristan.
The chills are
might
back.
have been the best dish.
The chills are back.
Yeah.
The shrimp toast with injera. Pow.
Yeah.
I'm putting that in my pocket right now. Like, that's so smart. To use these beautiful like ingredients, injera, that spongy, sour East African bread made from teff, and it's just a beautiful way to sort of. Injera typically, and we're in DC where there's so many beautiful Ethiopian East African restaurants, it's one thing that you sort of tear and sort of dip and pull into curries and sauces, you know, and doing like that Dorawat version. Man, the way his brain works, I'm just like, man, it makes me so proud. Yeah. He makes me so proud. That was a beautiful dish, and it sounded like it was cooked to perfection.
And the dumpling that Shwai did, I was like, right off the top, that is a huge.
I said it immediately.
Ravioli.
It's too large.
It's too big.
It's too large.
And it came back to bite him where it didn't cook right, and they said it. He said that is the biggest ravioli I've ever made.
When he started rolling, I'm like, bro, for how many? Like, this is one. Like, this is way too large, and it's supposed to be a soup dumpling, so it's just like the ratio to filling to like when you're doing a soup dumpling like that, you're suspending the liquid in the dumpling with something called agar. It's a seaweed-based hydrocolloid. Really nerdy stuff. But what you're doing then is you're sort of suspending it, you're jellifying it, and then when it goes into the water, it melts. When it goes into the water bath, it melts. So when you crack it open, you get a little bit of that meat, you get a little bit of that soupiness, but the ratio looked like it was 80-20 meat to like the soup, and I was just like, this is not going to work, especially for the size. It's going to be too loud. Yeah.
And with Bailey and Tristan out there, that's a fatal flaw.
You can't,
because they're so good, the other two chefs.
Yeah. You
can't have that and still expect to win. That's how thin the margins are on this show.
Paper thin.
And so
not like his ravioli.
Yeah, it didn't work. And Bailey's dish her pasta was outstanding. Claire Smith she was cheering for Bailey. Like, she was gassing her up in ways that like Bailey should be super proud of every dish that she put out, man.
This is where I thought Bailey was actually in the lead. There was a point in time where I felt like Schwei started off out the gate winning, right? The first lap. And then Bailey comes in second lap and starts to gain a little bit of momentum. Porcini brown butter pasta with pecan. Sign me up.
Yeah.
Sign me up. Wherever that is, if she puts that on the menu, sign me up. Porcini's, and I was talking to Tom about this, in the middle of Italy, like at the perfect season with all these beautiful ingredients. I'm like, this sounds delicious. And it looked gorgeous too. It looked so beautiful. So I'm glad that she did that.
I scored it. Tristan winning that one with the gold. I got Bailey with the silver and Schwei with the bronze. Again, Tristan winning the next dish, the oxtail. I mean, golly, man.
Whew.
With the Carolina grits, the curry butter, the oxtail mayonnaise with, you're in Milan and he drops that. That was the best dish of the night.
Is he cooking like that at home, man? Like,
yeah.
like, yeah. Oh, man.
God.
That's incredible.
Oh, it makes him cook it.
Listen, I'd love to invite, man. I'm just going to dry bag my way to your house. Oh my gosh. Like fried bake too? Oh man, I'm in there, man. That was Carolina gold rice into grits, individual grain. Like you saw it like with detail on the screen. Each grain was like its own sort of like, individual, perfectly cooked. The braised oxtail with I got no words.
And the curry butter to enter that into the party. It's just like, this is inventive stuff. This is really smart. And it perfectly cooked. Can't say the same for Bailey's blackened orata with the fish just didn't work. That was when it kind of derailed for her.
Yeah.
After that, it was like, I don't see it.
She lost the gas. She lost a lot of gas with that dish. I think it was maybe Kristen that was saying it, like you're cooking other people's food at that point. Like she had a beautiful story behind the progression of her food. But when it came to that, she was cooking someone else's dish. And you're right. I think she lost herself with that. But then the cook, Lena, she said it, like, I would have not cooked it so early. Yeah. And sometimes you got to listen to your sous chefs. Sometimes I got to give my own advice and listen to my sous chefs. But no, you got to listen to your sous. And man, it's unfortunate. Like, again, when you have 3 chefs cooking at the top of their game, little mistakes are actually big mistakes. And this was what caught.
Yeah, so Schwei's second dish was the one that derailed him. The third one for Bailey. And so with Schwei, he's really trying to play catch up with this ossobuco. It doesn't land as well as Tristan's dish. And at that point, I'm saying Tristan, it's his game to lose.
Yeah.
Like he is running away with this thing right now. And if he face plants here, maybe this is a game, but he didn't face plant. He had this carrot cake, but it was the root vegetables with plantain cream, an homage to his parents. It had a wonderful story. And it seemed like a home run. But then Kristen comes in here and Blaze comes in here. And I was like, is this...
I don't like
What's going on here?
I don't like it. I don't love it, but I appreciate it. I was like, whoa. I wrote that down in my notes. Like, that's but you know what? Tom has this sort of redemptive judging quote where he's like, fine dining is supposed to make you think. It's supposed to give you some sort of...
It's supposed to challenge you.
It's supposed to challenge you, you know? And I think he did that. Like, that's not a conventional dessert. Miso plantain with root vegetables. It sounds like a savory dish to me, you know? So how you get that to be, anything sweet or read sweet, but we had the proverbial tip of the cap by one of the chefs. I think it was quirky enough, but not, it was appreciated, Yeah, it was appreciated. And it may not have been his most successful dish, I think universally rather, but it was the dish that sort of kept them at bay. The 3 dishes that he made before were just fantastic.
Ambrosia from Schwei.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Super surprising dish,
yeah.
Like underneath the topping. And I think it was Kristen who said it was like a new texture every bite, and it was just really nice.
Yeah.
But again, he would have to have this world beater showstopper dish to compete at the highest level with Tristan. And on the other side, the torta de pizzelli with the zucca from Bailey, she won it. I think she won that round.
I agree.
For me, is Bailey winning that one. And like, she didn't have another win on here, in my opinion, but I felt like she was in second place overall. In my scoring system, I had Tristan winning with 7 points. Bailey had 8 points, so lower is better, like a golf score, and Shuai was at 9. What do you think? In that order? Tristan,
I agree.
Bailey, and Shuai?
The ultimate order is this fantasy league that we got going on. And I just want to let everybody know that, actually, no, you should say it.
You are Fantasy Top Chef.
I got the Nikola Jokic of my team, man. A lower pick, the Tom Brady. I picked him last, but he ends up being the champion for me.
Yeah.
Tristan, it's so funny, man. And again, I love this. It sticks in my head, and I'll never forget this. I met Tristan 2-ish years ago, maybe about in Miami. And it was maybe like a 10-minute conversation. A mutual friend of ours introduced. I'm like, hey, man, good to meet you. And he's, telling me, like, I loved you on Top Chef, this, that, and the third. I genuinely forgot about that moment. I genuinely forgot. And then when I see Tristan, I'm like, this guy looks familiar. And then on the first episode that we recorded, or the second one where we drafted, I'm like, man, I'm not familiar with this game. I don't know him. And then I get a message from Tristan. He's like, bro, we met like 2 years ago. And then right after, he says, I promise you, you won't forget me after.
Oh, damn.
And I just, you know what, man?
Wow.
I will never forget you, Tristan. And he's absolutely right, man. He made a mark on Top Chef, made a mark for me personally, I think for the hearts of so many Top Chef fans. But yes, he is the man that brings it home for me. And I am happy to win this title.
I mean, one of the chefs, the judges said no words to his food, just no words.
That's it.
And that was incredible to see, just like literally the judges are speechless eating his food. Another thing I want to shout out here is the amazing advertisement cutaway.
Oh my gosh,
Tom, this is why I cook. And then pans over to his stack of books. Amazing.
What?
Chef's kiss.
One of my favorite things in watching any movie is when the character in the movie says the title of the movie in the movie.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. Like, this is why I cook. Immediately, like, pans to the book. I thought that was just perfect product
How many times
placement.
do you think they shot that?
Hey,
can we do that one more time?
He's like, please. I honestly thought it was going to come back. Like, when he went back into the kitchen the first round or after the first cook, I think he's like, man, this is really why I cook. With the book right next to him. No, product placement. I like seeing this version of Tom. He's jovial. He's got zingers. Tom always had like the dad jokes, but he's just like letting it loose. I love it.
Yeah.
It
was so cool to see. I thought Tom was great this season. Kristen, one thing I wanted to know, you guys might know this. Did she change I always thought it was you are Top Chef. Like, it's like, Tristan, you are Top Chef. But she said the next Top Chef is...
you know what? If that's her signature.
So I think she.
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
like
she's
that though.
Doing her own little spin on it.
Put your own signature on it. I
noticed that. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, it's a different, a different announcement, to the winner.
Absolutely.
And I mean, it was Tristan all the way.
Yeah.
It was. It was up until tonight. I didn't realize who I was rooting for or who I was pulling for, but the whole season started. It would have been cool to see Shuai pull this off, but
no, it would have been amazing. Listen, the storyline for anyone. Shuai had an amazing arc. Bailey had an amazing arc. Truly, if Bailey would have won, one of the coolest sort of like redemptive stories in Top Chef history. Shuai, I really love the stories of Shuai, his wife, his restaurant. I fell in love with Shuai. I can't wait to eat at his restaurant. Truly, everyone had, Magical Elves, they do a great job of just storytelling. This is truly why this competition show is the best cooking show. And it's not only the best cooking show, but I think it's one of the best competition shows, period.
Yeah.
Period. Because of the storytelling, because of the arc, because of the integrity. You have the best of the best of the best judging, competing. Every week there's a banger. Every week there's a new judge with a palette that these chefs have to impress. Like, and then you fall in love with these people. There's no cooking show ever that tells you from the beginning of someone's start, and we literally see a transformation. With Tristan specifically, we saw a chef coming in with a very specific goal, and it was not even, it could have been detoured by obviously the tragic loss of, his father, but then, sort of regained himself. One of my favorite moments, and what really showed two of my favorite moments, Tristan, when he obviously got the unfortunate news, but came back and put his head down, and he's like, if I don't do this, then my team goes down. And that's such a selfless act, and then again at the end, the episode with the one that we love,
Calgary, yeah.
Calgary, yes. Massimo.
We have to go forage for your ingredients and then come back and cook it.
Massimo's entire cook, and like I've never felt a more like despaired loss for anyone. Like I really was feeling for him. So like the storytelling in this show is just
ants.
fantastic.
Remember ants?
Yeah.
They're cooking with ants. Yeah. Cesar, it was incredible.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
It truly was.
So I'm glad you brought up just how it's the best show, cooking or competition show, right up there. Because what I love about it is there's a family up there. Gregory's out there, Richard Blaze is out there, Claire, who's been on the show.
Yeah.
She's out there, and you really feel like it is a giant family.
100%.
And they bring back these old vets, and they come through, and it's like, it is like sports for me when I see, Larry Bird at an NBA game, or it's like Michael Jordan or Magic. You're just like, oh, there they are.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even have to be like the super duper stars. It could be just like your favorite random player on the Red Sox shows up to Fenway Park.
Legit.
And there's a history to it. There's a connection to it. And when you see all the chefs, and you could feel Gregory so proud.
Yes.
Eating that food and just being like, yes, he nailed it.
Yeah.
And I just thought this was an excellent season of Top Chef. And I do want to thank you again for hosting us here in this wonderful space. Let's give another round of applause for Eric.
Shout out to bartender Rob for holding it down for us.
Shout out to bartender Rob. I want to leave open a couple minutes here.
Yeah.
If you guys have any questions for us, the mic is yours if you want to be Unpack Your Knives. Raise your hand and we can get you the mic. Over here.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm going to say, because you haven't said, but this is the first African-American winner in Top Chef.
Yeah.
So come on now.
We have, absolutely. Kevin Spraga won a few years ago, but it's to specifically be cooking African food. This is the first it's ever happened in 22 seasons.
There you go.
22 seasons is fantastic. I specifically had that goal, season 16, to cook a lot of this food. But to see it actually reach the pinnacle, the highest mountaintop, and win is fantastic. Yeah.
So my question to you is, watching this season and watching, I've seen all the seasons, but for him specifically, do you think he has so much confidence going in? Because every single episode, he was like so confident of what he was doing.
Yeah.
Was it confidence or was it preparation?
Oh, both. He's you can probably, Bijan, like he's a nerd for food. And like, you have to have that sort of like maniacal, very just like head down approach to Top Chef. Like you can tell he's a student of his craft. It's very obvious. Not only has he traveled, he's cooked different places, he studies. Like some of the stuff he talks about, like me and Tom would talk about like his basketball knowledge or his random trivia knowledge, or just he has a knack for
64 NBA starters in the Olympics.
How do you know this? Like it's just his knack for just random trivia and information. You can tell that he just has a sponge for knowledge, and when you channel that in a specific way, and that channel is food, that medium is food, you're gonna get what you get. Like it's pretty obvious. He's prepared. And he's just knowledgeable. It's very obvious. Yeah.
Great question. Over here. You can just say it. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Oh, wow.
Thank you.
So on the judges table, the judges said that with Bailey and Troy and Tristan, that they could kind of see first challenge that they had something special. When you are both doing your draft and you think of your draft for season 23, what is that like special spark that you look for?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Yeah.
What was your name again?
I'm Jackie.
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 Thanks for the question.
Thank you.
The question was when they were talking at the judges' table, Shuai, Bailey, and Tristan, and that spark and wanting, having something that lights you up while you cook. In the next draft, what are we going to be looking for? What did I miss with Tristan? What did we miss with Tristan on the draft? I mean, it's hard. You got 15 chefs to figure out who's the best. But I think I can't put too much in how well you did in the first episode. I can't. It's hard to do that. Vinny won the first one.
Vinny.
And
Vinny was my pick. It's tough because really, you don't have much to go off of unless you've somehow eaten at their restaurant or, live around their way. The only restaurant that I've eaten from these chefs at that time was Katiana's. I went to Yanban in LA. The food was fantastic. So I was familiar with her profiles, familiar with her
number
season.
one pick.
Yeah. And I got to cook with her yesterday. You saw her yesterday too. Yeah. I got to cook with her yesterday. It was fantastic. That was with certainty, I'm I know she can cook.
Yeah.
I know it. So that to me is probably the only thing that you can go off of. But then other than that, it's just a gut feeling. It's different though from, the judges because they're traveling with them. They're with them the entire time. So they're getting their personality. They're getting their understanding about food. They're getting just, sort of those intrinsic things that unfortunately we miss during the commercials. There's certain things that just happen that are between the lines that this is a 2.5 month process that we get to watch every day for 45 minutes. So you can imagine how much stuff is being missed, in between and how many stories and conversations. Yeah.
Yes. Last one here.
So I actually had Katiana first in my family top 10.
Yeah, right?
The first pick is so hard, and
a lot of pressure.
I went with you. I went with your gut, and but I actually Tristan was on my team, so I
man, yeah.
The question is, outside of the lovely gentleman who we have here, whose final meal would you like to have seen?
Ooh, good question, Massimo.
Massimo, man. Massimo. I loved the way he was cooking at the end, but I gotta say, I wanted to see Katiana go all the way.
Yeah.
She I thought 4 or 5 episodes in, I was feeling really good about her food, and then the porridge happened, and that was it.
I gotta be not because porridge. He's here, but Corwin, honestly, Corwin.
Yeah,
man,
shout out to Corwin.
Corwin was also top of his it's just. I say this all the time, and I talk to other chefs who competed. It's a roll of the dice. Some competitions, can clip Chef A versus Chef B, and then you roll the dice again, and Chef B can go and Chef A can go, just for a matter of result and certain things like that. So I think Corwin would have had a fantastic story to tell as well. But yeah, Katiana, Massimo cooking in Italy, come on, that would have been it. Yeah. Probably was locked on his next door neighbor's house somewhere.
Twice cooked pot with caramelized onions, the cotija cheese, and chives. Corwin,
bro, come on.
Episode 2.
What?
I'm looking back at my notes. I got notes. I write all every episode. I write down my handwritten notes. Yeah. I was just gonna say, is there anything that you would like to tell our audience that you've been holding this whole time?
So when you get knocked out, you're still there. You know what's going on their side. You're just a hotel away. So we're still there.
Hotel, yeah.
Everything that happens, this. You get a little bit of your freedoms back. They take you to get coffee instead of it being 0 dark 30. You're still it's a completely different experience, even though you're getting ready for Last Chance Kitchen. And so as they're shooting, we're passing notes through producers, we're passing little notes and stuff. And so that night that Katiana got knocked out, I got knocked out episode 5. She got knocked out episode 6. We were anticipating who is it? We were putting our guesses in. She knocks on my door first. She's I want to go to Corwin's room. I just want to talk to him. She knocks on my door, I open the door, and I'm it was not supposed to be you.
Yeah.
It was not supposed to be you. And she was I feel the dynamic of you and I getting knocked out is going to change what happens there completely.
Trajectory,
Yeah, because when you lose, some people can exist in the middle and then heat up later. Some people are out the gates and get knocked out. Like you said, salt could get you knocked out.
Yeah.
The wrong ingredient that you couldn't get can get you knocked out. And so when I saw her, I'm like, it was not supposed to be you. Like, I had you going to the top
I can
3,
absolutely see
so,
Tatiana. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
Man, Tatiana. Oh, I can't wait to eat her food. I'm so excited. That
Yeah.
that
I mean, she had like this scallop dish with this broth yesterday, and I'm just like, you are fantastic.
Yeah,
Like, she's
yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
So good. Man, what a season, a group of chefs. What a victory by me. And man, what a co-host, bro. Thank you so much for calling me out on this, man. I really appreciate it, man. Yes, sir.
Of course. Hey, thanks you to everybody for coming. We love you. Thank you so much. And without your support, and without your word of mouth and telling people, other friends in your life that didn't know that we had this show, thank you for, spreading the word. So appreciate that and appreciate you coming here. And yeah, can't wait for next season.
Let's do it again.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All
Thank you
right.
guys.